Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Bowditch Field in Framingham, Massachusetts. Here to bring you some high school baseball action between the hosting Framingham High Flyers and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. An absolutely beautiful day for baseball today, which is more than I can say for Brookline's last game. For those of you who have been following my streams, you know how miserable of a day that was on Saturday. But they went ahead and played it. You know, not the most ideal result for Brookline. They fell to Wellesley at home that day, 9-2. Falling to 0-2 on the season. Searching for their first win here with a road contest against the Flyers. Brookline's taken on some very high-level competition to start the year. You know, still figuring things out. So we'll see if they can take a step forward today. I definitely think offensively they took a step forward with that game against Wellesley. Went from 15 strikeouts against Newton South in the season opener to just 2 strikeouts against Wellesley. They went from 2 hits against Newton South to 4 against Wellesley, and just 1 run in the Newton South game to 2 runs in the Wellesley game. So incremental steps forward offensively. We'll see if they can make another big step forward today. And then, of course, you know, defensively, we'll see if they're able to deliver kind of the strong performance they're still kind of looking for at this point, having given up 16 runs through their first 2 games. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the starting lineups for the 2 teams coming in today. We'll start with the home team. We'll start with the Framingham High Flyers. Leading off for Framingham, playing center field, number 9, Jeremy Oren. Batting second, the shortstop, number 2, Cody Coleman. Batting third, playing left field, number 1, Scooter Beverly. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 22, Nathan Thurber. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 24, Rodrigo Ramirez. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 25, Lucas Messer. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 7, Antonio Rivera. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 3, Nick Spring. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 5, Kyle Chen. On the mound for Framingham today, just playing defense, number 10, J.J. Blanchard. So that is the starting lineup for the Framingham High Flyers. Oren in center field, Coleman at short, Beverly in left, Thurber at second, Ramirez at first, Messer behind the plate, Rivera the DH, Spring at third, Chan in right, and Blanchard on the mound. Now, let's get to the starting lineup for the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Leading off for Brookline today, the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Batting second and also playing second, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting third and taking the mound for Brookline today, number 21, James D'Alchand Erickson. Batting cleanup today, the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Seigle. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 6, Jack Martell. Batting sixth, because I think I said Martell's batting fifth. Either way, he is batting fifth. Batting 6th, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting 7th, the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. Batting 8th, the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Jernigan. And batting 9th, the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. Playing just defense today, the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. So that is your starting lineup for Brookline today. Kravitz in center field, Sawada at second, Dialchand Erickson on the mound, Seigle in right, Martel at short, Rothman at first, Engelman at third, Jernigan the DH, Villa in left, and Melton just playing defense as the catcher. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, happy to bring you live coverage of today's high school baseball game. If you enjoy the broadcast, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. If you got anything to say, if I'm pronouncing anyone's names wrong, if there are any facts you think I should know, or if you just want to give your feedback on what's happening during the game, feel free to leave your comments in the live chat. And of course, as you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, there is the URL for my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can check out all the different kinds of services I provide and how you can commission them for your favorite team or player. Also, if you have any questions you want to ask me directly, my email address, also on the bottom right, jgms88@gmail.com, as is the URL to my Instagram account, instagram.com/jgms88, where you can check out highlights from previous games that I have streamed. Brookline just finishing up their warm-ups. Of course, we've got a delayed start today. This game was originally slated for 4 o'clock, but, with the times school ends these days, you hit traffic and you're not starting on time. Like, it's just as simple as that. If there's bad traffic, it's just not happening. And, well, surprise, surprise, traffic from Brookline to Framingham was bad today. I will say, just from my own perspective, the one thing that puts my mind at ease as a guy covering these games is that whatever traffic I hit, I know the team's hitting it too because they're driving from the exact same place. Looks like Brookline has just about finished their warm-ups, so we should have the start of this ball game pretty soon. Once again, Brookline at Framingham. The Warriors looking for their first win of the season after dropping their first 2 games against some tough programs in Newton South and Wellesley. And the Framingham Flyers are now taking to the field. I announced their lineups beforehand, but just looking at the Flyers defensively, starting on the mound for them, number 10, J.J. Blanchard. Completing the battery with Blanchard is number 25, Lucas Messer. Around the bags, they have number 24, Rodrigo Ramirez at first, number 22, Nathan Thurber at second, the shortstop, number 2, Cody Coleman, and the third baseman, number 3, Nick Spring. Around the outfield, in left field, they have number 1, Scooter Beverly. In center, they have number 9, Jeremy Oren. And out in right, they have number 5, Kyle Chen. So defensively, that is the lineup for Framingham. Due up for Brookline here in the top of the first inning will be Ryan Kravitz, Keenan Sawada, and James Dialchand Erickson. Kravitz has been the leadoff hitter for Brookline both games, but gotten out to a slow start offensively. 0 for 5 with a walk and a strikeout through his first 2 appearances. Keenan Sawada has been kind of a bright spot for Brookline through their first 2 contests, as he has been 1 for 5 with a walk, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. Sawada has scored 2 of Brookline's 3 runs through his first 2 games with the team, and has earned himself a spot around the top of the lineup. James Dialchand Erickson, meanwhile, did not get a chance to bat in the first game against Newton South, was not in the starting lineup, and made a brief appearance as a relief pitcher, but not long enough to get a spot at the plate. He did hit against Wellesley as the starting shortstop. He went 1 for 3 with a double, the team's first extra base hit of the season, but was ultimately stranded on the base paths against Wellesley. So here we go. Warm-ups are done. Batters coming to the plate. It's time to play ball. Leading off for Brookline, the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. The umpire just cleaning off home plate a little bit. And now he looks ready. Kravitz steps into the box. Blanchard onto the mound, and we're ready to go. Blanchard sets. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. In there for strike 1. The 0-1. Misses just low. Ball 1. Next pitch is in there for strike 2. One and 2 the count. Pitch from Blanchard. And he slices this one high. It's in foul territory, and it's out of play. Messer thought he might try and track it for a bit, but nothing doing. as it goes over the backstop. Kravitz back in the box. 1-2 remains the count. Pitch. He makes contact and sends it foul again. So Kravitz getting his bat on the ball, but unable to put it in play. 1-2 remains the count. And this time he makes contact. This time it's in play, but it's right at the third baseman. Spring throws to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Kravitz gives it a fight, but ultimately ends in a ground out to the infield. Now up at the plate, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Sawada got his first hit of the season on Saturday against Wellesley. He's hoping to add another, as this one comes in low for ball 2. Despite being a new addition to the varsity lineup this year, he's already made his impact known with 2 runs scored through his first 2 games. 2-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Two 1 pitch. Hits the high corner, strike 2. The 2-2 pitch, and swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. Two down early here in the first. Now up at the plate, the pitcher, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. And slices this one foul for strike 1. First couple of hitters this inning weren't really swinging at anything until they were down to 2 strikes. Dialchand Erickson taking a decidedly more aggressive approach. Looks at that pitch, and that'll be strike 2. Oh, 0-2 the count. 2 down here in the top of the first. Blanchard the pitch. And a hesitation swing. It's a grounder past the first baseman. The second baseman couldn't collect it either. And Dialchand Erickson gets to first. So a man on first now off of the E3. And now with a runner at first and 2 outs, up comes the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Seigle. This is Seigle's first start this season as they throw back to the bag and not even close to catching Dialchand Erickson. Seigle only has 1 plate appearance to his name this season as a pinch hitter against Newton South, and he made the most of it with an RBI single. See what he does here. That pitch is high for ball 1. Blanchard checking on Dialchand Erickson at first. Now the pitch. That comes in low for ball 2. 2-0 count to Seigle. Pitch. High for ball 3. Patience paying off so far for Harrison Seigle. He's got a good hitter's count at 3-0. 3-0 pitch. In there for strike one. Blanchard checking on Dialchin Derrickson, throws back. Not even close once again. But Dialchin Derrickson is taking a slightly aggressive lead off of the bags, making Blanchard think a bit. And that one is in there for strike two. Seigle thought he had the walk. He was starting to trot down to first, but just hit the inside corner. We've got a full count now. And we had some kind of timeout called. Now Blanchard throwing down to first. Oh, that one was close, but Dialchin Derrickson is safe. That one was close. Blanchard keeping Dialchin Derrickson on his toes. He sets, payoff pitch. Dialchin Derrickson takes off, and it's in there for strike three, and Seigle can't believe it. A strikeout ends the inning. So Brookline gets a runner on in the top of the first, but he goes no further. Score 0-0 as we head into the bottom half. Due up for Framingham in the bottom of the first, the center fielder Jeremy Oren, the shortstop Cody Coleman, and the left fielder Scooter Beverly. Defensively for Brookline, as we go around the bags, we have Eli Rothman at first, Keenan Sawada at second, Jack Martell, the shortstop, and Charlie Engelman at third. Around the outfield, we have Daniel Villa in left, Ryan Kravitz in center, and Harrison Seigle in right. The battery for Brookline today, James Dialchin Derrickson on the mound, Avery Melton behind the plate. Dialchin Derrickson, of course, was one of the big catalysts behind Brookline's late run of victories last year. Started with his walk-off reach-on error against Natick to put an end to a thrilling contest that gave Brookline their first win after an 0-9 start. And then after that, he started showing off what he can really do from the hill, quickly elevating himself to being one of the team's best pitchers, if not their best pitcher, delivering several great performances, including a complete game against Weymouth in the first game of the Bay State Conference playoffs. And then putting up a valiant performance against a highly seeded Norwood team in the second round of the state tournament, giving up just 3 runs in what turned out to be a 3-0 loss for the Warriors. So we know he's capable of keeping up with some of the best lineups. Only 1 pitching appearance for him so far this season, and that was in the season opener against Newton South. He came in after in the midst of a tough fourth inning for starter Jack Martell, allowed 2 inherited runners to score, and then as he pitched 2+ innings, he also gave up 3 earned runs of his own on 1 hit, 3 walks, and a strikeout. It was a tough first outing, and Brookline certainly knows that he's capable of more. So we'll see what we get from him here in this one. Starting off for Framingham, the center fielder, number 9, Jeremy Oren. Leadoff lefty for the Flyers. First pitch from Dialchin Derrickson. Comes in high for ball 1. That one's in there for strike 1. 1-1, the early count to Oren. This one is skied. It's going to be in foul territory. Melton getting under it and can't catch it. Melton almost had that one. Don't underestimate how tough those sky-high pop-ups straight in the air can be. Count is now 1-2. And that one comes in high for ball 2. That looked like a curveball that just didn't drop. I think Dialchin Derrickson was planning on hitting the corner on that one, but ball just hung. 2-2 pitch. Makes contact, a little dribbler up the first base line and foul. Count remains 2-2. Pitch. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. Dialchin Derrickson rebounds nicely from the dropped foul ball and collects his first strikeout against the leadoff hitter. Now up the shortstop, number 2, Cody Coleman. First pitch misses just outside for ball 1. This one is sliced to the backstop for strike 1. One of the things that's really interesting when you look at different pitchers is just the subtle differences in their delivery. Like, if you look at Dialchin Derrickson, he's got a very fast windup as contrasted with Blanchard on the other side, who has a slightly slower delivery. As this one is smacked out to right field, that's going to drop in for a single. So Coleman with the first hit for either team. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 1, Scooter Beverly. So we got 2 lefty hitters out of the first 3 in the lineup for Framingham. Dialchin Derrickson throws it in high and inside, ball 1. First pitch out of the shortened delivery with a runner on base as Dialchin Derrickson checks on Coleman and turns around and throws to first. No chance there. Timeout called by the hitter. As Beverly steps back in, 1-0 is the count. Runner at first. Pitch. Just outside, ball 2. This pitch is golfed foul, and that's going to go over the backstop and out of play. Strike 1 makes it a 2-1 count. And a throw back to first, and again Coleman dives back, keeping the runner honest. Two-one pitch, runner takes off. In there for strike 2. Melton's throw down to second is not going to be in time. 2-2 now the count. Runner now in scoring position. 2-2 pitch is sliced foul out of play. Framingham threatening here in the bottom of the first. Runner on second with 1 out. This one floats in high for ball 3. Payoff pitch, runner takes off for third, comes in low for ball 4. Throw down to third is not in time. So just like that, runners now at the corners. Now coming up to the plate as we got a meeting at the mound. This will be the second baseman, number 22, Nathan Thurber. Coleman now stands at third, Beverly at first, with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. A ground ball to the infield could end this inning right here, but that's assuming that they don't try for the double steal. First pitch. And there's contact, and that's through the gap. That's going to bring in the game's first run. Thurber stands at first with an RBI single. And Framingham takes the 1-0 lead over Brookline. Now up at the plate with runners on first and second and 1 out is the first baseman, number 24, Rodrigo Ramirez. He swings at the first pitch, sends it foul down the third base line. The 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Delgin Erickson got off to a nice start with a leadoff strikeout, but has followed that up with giving up a pair of singles and a walk in between them. 0-2 pitch. Misses just outside, ball 1. Delgin Erickson checks the runner. The 1-2 pitch Sends it high into left. Villa going back. He's got the catch. And that'll be out number 2. Now coming up will be the catcher, number 25, Lucas Messer. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Dalton Erickson trying to get out of this inning with minimal damage. Framingham does have the 1-0 lead. And they've got Beverly at second and Thurber at first. As that one comes in high for ball 2. Checks the runner at second and fires. And that's big contact. That's going out to the outfield. Kravitz is tracking it out in center field, and he's got it. The first inning comes to an end. And we do have our first score. Through 1, it's a 1-0 lead for the hosting Framingham Flyers. Inning started off with a strikeout by the leadoff hitter, but then a single to right by Cody Coleman, followed up by 2 stolen bases, both second and third, as Scooter Beverly drew a walk. And then Nathan Thurber sent a single into left that brought in Coleman. Coming into the top of the second, due up for Brookline, will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Jack Martell, Eli Rothman, and Charlie Engelman. What? You're not on right now, are you? I'm still on. Thank you. All right, I am back with a pronunciation correction on Brookline's side. Number 20 is pronounced Harrison Siegel, not Seigle. So I appreciate the correction. I want to get things as accurately as I can. Now stepping up to the plate for Brookline, the shortstop, number 6, Jack Martell. J.J. Blanchard back on the mound for Framingham, now with a 1-0 lead. First pitch skips in the dirt for ball 1. Want to know the count. Pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 1. In the season opener against Newton South, Martell went 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he did not play in the Wellesley game, so still searching for his first hit, as this one catches the corner for strike 2. One-two pitch, and he swings at one in the dirt. That's going to be strike 3. And while it hit the dirt, the catcher easily throws it down to first for out number 1. Caught him chasing the off-speed pitch in the dirt. And now coming to the plate, the first baseman at number 10, Eli Rothman. First one is in there for strike one. Rothman has played in both games. He went 1 for 2 with a strikeout against Newton South, and then 0 for 3 with an RBI groundout and a strikeout. As he gets contact here, it's a grounder over to second. Second baseman tracks it, throws to first, and just gets him in time. Rothman made it a less than routine play with the hustle down the first base line, but could not beat out the throw. 2 quick outs for Brookline. Now up at the plate is the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. First one in there for strike one. Engelman, another Brookline hitter who's played in both games, and another one looking for his first hit of the year, as this one comes in inside and skips away for ball one. Engelman so far this season 0 for 5 with a walk, a run scored, and 2 strikeouts. The only player not named Keenan Sawada to score for Brookline so far this season. As he makes contact here, it's a dribbler weirdly off the mound, but taken by the second baseman and thrown to first for out number 3. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Warriors, as now their defense has to head right back out and try and keep that Framingham lead to a minimum. We are 1.5 through. The score, Framingham 1, Brookline 0. Due up for the Flyers will be the designated hitter, Antonio Rivera, then the third baseman, Nick Spring, and then the right fielder, Kyle Chen. The 7, 8, 9 hitters will be going up against Dialch and Erickson. It was a shaky first inning for the Brookline starter, as he gave up 3 straight base runners, 2 singles sandwiched around a walk, combined with 2 stolen bases that led to the first run of the game. But aside from that, Dialch and Erickson kept his poise and managed to keep the damage minimal with just 1 run on the board. That could have very easily gotten out of hand. And we'll see if he can keep things settled and maybe put a goose egg here in this second frame. Leading off for Framingham, the designated hitter, number 7, Antonio Rivera. First pitch from Dialch and Erickson comes in high for ball 1. Next pitch is in there for a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's also in there. Strike 2. This pitch misses well outside. Count now 2-2. 2-2 pitch. He gets contact, and he's going to send that out to right center. Siegel tracks it down, but not before the third hit of the day for Framingham. Excuse me. And they throw back to first. Rivera dives back safely. At the plate for the Flyers is the third baseman, number 3, Nick Spring. And the runner takes off on the first pitch. It's a strike. Melton throws down to second, gets over the second baseman. Rivera is going to take off for third, and Kravitz juggled it. An 0-1 count, but just like that, another runner in scoring position. The 0-1 comes in high for ball 1. The Framingham base runners running wild on Brookline here today, as this one's a dribbler down the third baseline and foul. We've got 3 stolen bases and an extra base taken on a throwing error. One-two pitch, reaches out and sends it foul to stay alive. Count still 1-2. And this one is sliced into right field. Siegel is under it, got the catch, and the runner holds. Oren catch by Siegel out in right, and he rifles it back into the infield to prevent the run from coming in. Now with 1 down and a runner at third, up comes the right fielder, number 5, Kyle Chen. Pitch, swung on a miss, but it got away from the catcher. And a runner is going to come in off the passed ball. And that'll make it 2-0 Framingham as Rivera scores on a passed ball. Timeout called by the hitter. Owen won the count. Pitch. In there for strike 2. 0-2 the count. And finally reaches out and gets contact. It's grounded to third. Engelman throws, and he's got him at first. Two down. Now as we cycle around to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 9, Jeremy Oren. Oren went down on strikes his first time up, back in the first inning. First pitch, high for ball 1. One-0 pitch. He skies this one. It's in foul territory. Engelman's chasing it, and he's got it. The second inning ends. And through 2, we have a 2-0 score in favor of Framingham. And you know, that's got to be tough for Dialchin Erickson in an inning like that. You give up one leadoff single, you put everyone else down in order, and you still give up a run. That's tough. I mean, if there's one thing Brookline's got to take away from these first 2 innings, it's that they've got to do better at containing opposing base runners. You know, one of the major voids that has to be filled from last year's roster is behind the plate, as the team graduated last year's starting catcher Jasper Reed. And while Reed was perhaps more known for the power of his bat amongst Brookline fans, his abilities as a catcher were really what made him shine for the Warriors. His ability to block potential wild pitches and his ability to gun down base runners, limiting the number of runners that even tried to run on Brookline. And now, as we see, they're running rampant. So definitely something for Brookline's new catchers to work on. They've had a different starting catcher in each of their first 3 contests. It was Nady Kessler in the Newton South game, Nathan Turetsky at the backstop against Wellesley, and now we've got Avery Melton. For Brookline, it's the 8-9-1 hitters due up here in the top of the 3rd, starting off with the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Jernigan. First pitch is low for ball 1. Jernigan was a pinch hitter against Newton South, went 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but then was a starter against Wellesley as he swings and makes contact here. It's a grounder to short, fielded cleanly, and thrown to first for out number 1. Now coming up, the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. First pitch from Blanchard in there for strike 1. Villa against Newton South, he went 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and against Wellesley, he went 0 for 3 with an RBI groundout. Well, Villa, I don't know what I said, but he just sent a foul ball right next to me. So that was interesting, and now he takes strike 3. So Villa goes down looking, and now we cycle back to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. He shows bunt and bunts it foul. An interesting approach, going for a bunt with 2 down and nobody on. They're trying to get sneaky there, but it just didn't go the way they wanted. 1-1 pitch. Catches the low corner, strike 1. You know, it's interesting to see the different kind of strike zones you get with the different sizes of high school kids. I mean, that pitch that was a strike on Kravitz for strike 2 would not have been a strike against Connor Jernigan, who was up earlier this inning. As he swings and misses, and that is going to end the top of the 3rd. Brookline goes down in order for the second inning in a row. Through the first three innings, Brookline has no hits and no walks, a single reach on error representing their lone base runner so far. 2-0 remains the Framingham advantage, as it'll be the 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Flyers here in the bottom of the third. Cody Coleman, Scooter Beverly, and Nathan Thurber. A trio of hitters that proved difficult for Brookline pitcher James D'Alchand Erickson back in the first inning. Coleman had a single to right, stole both second and third base without any errors involved, just stole both bases. And then Beverly drew a walk, and then Thurber hit an RBI single to left. And we've got a substitution at catcher for Brookline, as it looks like Nady Kessler will replace Melton at the backstop. And looking over at the bench, it looks like might be a hand injury for Melton. The coaches are looking at it. And that is certainly rough for that young man, but you know, I mean, for all we know, that injury might partially explain the struggles he was having. You know, like I said, runners for Framingham were taking advantage. And if a hand injury was hampering Melton's ability to throw runners down, then, you know, maybe that's, you know, that could have just been his bad luck. So Kessler coming in now to form the battery with D'Alchand Erickson. Brookline hoping to get a 0 on the board for the first time after giving up 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. First up at the plate, the shortstop, number 2, Cody Coleman. First pitch is low and away and skips away. That'll be ball 1. This pitch, it's hard contact, but right at Engelman. He fields it, but the throw is off the mark, and Rothman cannot catch it and tag him. It was a great grab, but not a great throw. And as a result, leadoff hitter reaches first. My apologies for some slight sun glare. It appears I may have chosen the wrong side of the field to film from. As now coming up, the left fielder, number 1, Scooter Beverly. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Coleman is a runner they will have to keep an eye on. He stole 2 bases the last time he was on the paths. And a throw back to first to try and keep Coleman honest. Beverly, his last time up, he drew a walk. And another throw back to first. Again, just trying to slightly slow down any potential jump to second. 0-1 pitch, and he does take off. Bunt pulls back. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. Pitch itself came in high for ball 1, so the count is 1-1. 1-1 the count, and this one comes in high for ball 2. Two and one, runner at second. Pitch, and he reaches out and golfs this one out to right. Siegel on his horse, and it's off the fence and out of play. Credit to Siegel for trying to hustle down on what is a very sizable outfield out here at Bowditch Field. The field for not just Framingham High, but also Framingham State. 2-2 count. Pitch comes in high, ball 3. Payoff pitch is just inside, and that's going to be another walk to Beverly. No outs, and now coming up to the plate, the second baseman, number 22, Nathan Thurber. Thurber 1 for 1 today with an RBI single to left. And a throw back to second, and they almost caught him off guard there. If the throw had been on the correct side of the bag, they might have been able to get a tag on Coleman there, and that would have been huge. Instead, first pitch to Thurber. He shows bunt, pulls back. Ball comes in low, and the runners hold. A good block by Kessler as that one almost skipped away. Another throw back to second. As again, they are keeping a close eye on Coleman. Runner taking off, and the bunt is laid down, picked up by Derrickson and thrown to first for the first out. A successful sac bunt by Thurber. And so now with one out, runners at second and third for the first baseman, number 24, Rodrigo Ramirez. Ramirez flew out to left his last time up. First pitch to him, and he slices it foul and out of play. Got one pitch in there, first strike 2. 0-2 the count to Ramirez. Runners at second and third, one out here in the bottom of the third inning. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that's a big strikeout. And the catcher did technically drop it, so they did technically have to tag Ramirez, even though he'd already basically given up on that one. Either way, goes down as a strikeout. Derrickson still with a chance to get out of the jam here. 2 down, runners at second and third, and now up is the catcher, number 25, Lucas Messer. His last time up, Messer flew out to center field. Now this one is in there for strike 1. Messer ended the first inning his last time up, leaving 2 runners stranded. Now back up with 2 runners and 2 outs once again. The 0-1 and catches him chasing on the off speed. 0-2. Now the count. 0-2 pitch is outside, ball 1. One, two. Swung on and missed, and Djalchen Derrickson gets out of the jam. Through 3 innings, the score remains Framingham 2, Brookline 0. As we get ready to enter the 4th inning of play, I am happy to tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts. Harvest Wealth Management is a full-service financial planning firm. They specialize in helping families with college-bound children maximize their financial aid and utilize other tax-driven strategies to reduce college costs. Harvest Wealth Management believes it is not about saving more for college, but paying less. So don't stress. Call Oliver Shawley at Harvest Wealth Management, 781-902-0981, and ask for a complimentary meeting, or go online at harvestwm.com. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. And remember, you can find all the information that you need about our sponsor today, Harvest Wealth Management, in the description section of this video below, their phone number, their website, everything. Also in that description section, you can find the same information you can see at the bottom right of your screen. jessesports.com, my website, my email address, and my Instagram for where I post highlight plays. And of course, if you know of any local businesses that you think would be interested in sponsoring these live streams, feel free to give them my contact information. I'm always happy to hear more. I'm always eager to find more potential sponsors so that I can keep my prices low for the teams and keep covering them as frequently as I can. And perhaps make a living out of this. Due up for Brookline, we got the 2, 3, 4 hitters, and we're going to start with the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch to Sawada is low for ball 1. Sawada, his first time up in the first inning, he struck out, looking to put the ball in play this time. This one comes in low for ball 2. Two and one. We got a bit of a breeze now blowing out here in Framingham. The pitch, he makes contact. It's a grounder to the second baseman, fielded by Thurber and thrown to first for the out. Got his bat on the ball, but could not turn it into anything, as that'll simply be the first out of the inning. Now coming up, the pitcher, number 21, James Djalchen Derrickson. Djalchen Derrickson, the only Brookline hitter who has reached first so far, as he reached on an E3 his last time up. First pitch misses, ball 1. This pitch curves in for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch comes in low for ball 2. This one is in there for strike 2. Blanchard stares in. The 2-2 pitch is sliced to the backstop, and Dialchin Erickson stays alive. Two-two pitch again, and this time it's inside for ball 3. Payoff pitch, swings, and it's a grounder right back to Blanchard. Underhands it to first, and that'll be out number 2. Now up, the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. Siegel, his last time up, he struck out looking to end the first inning, despite a couple of pitches that he thought were ball 4. First one comes in high for ball 1. This pitch skips in the dirt, and that's ball 2. We're getting a similar result count-wise for Siegel, as he got a 3-0 count to start his last at-bat, but ultimately ended up striking out. Swings and misses at this one. And that'll be a 2-1 count. Pitch, and he golfs this one into foul territory, and it's going to be out of play. 2-2 now the count. Pitch, and he gets contact here, and that's to the third baseman. A long throw to first. Oh, he beat it! Harrison Siegel showing the wheels and successfully getting to first on an infield single. So Harrison Siegel, the first Brookline player to have multiple hits this season, as he is now 2 for 3 for 2022. Now at the plate, the shortstop, number 6, Jack Martell. Martel, his last time up, he led off the second inning with a strikeout. As they throw back to first again to check on Siegel. Blanchard still checking on Siegel at first. Now he throws the pitch. First one catches the outside corner, strike 1. The throw back to first again. That one almost got away from Ramirez. Now the 0-1 pitch, Siegel takes off, whiffs on the bunt. But Siegel does successfully steal. And luckily for Brookline, no interference call. So it's an 0-2 count to Martel. And now Brookline with their first runner in scoring position today. Blanchard checks on Siegel at second. 0-2 pitch. Just a bit outside, ball one. Good eye by Martel on that one, as he stays alive at 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and that's going to end the inning. Through 3.5. The score remains Framingham 2, Brookline 0. Due up for Framingham will be Rivera, Spring, and Chen. All right, we're getting ready for the start of the bottom of the fourth inning. First up for Framingham, the designated hitter, number 7, Antonio Rivera. Rivera, his last time up, he singled to right as the first one is sent foul. Rivera was another guy who was a threat on the base paths. He hit a single to right, stole second, advanced to third on a throwing error by the catcher, and then came in on a passed ball. Now the 0-1 pitch comes in low for ball one. One, he makes contact and sends it foul. 1-2, now the count. One-two pitch, and he caught him chasing it high. Strike three. So that'll be the first out of the inning. Starting things off well, as now up comes the third baseman, number 3, Nick Spring. First pitch misses inside, ball one. Now the pitch in there for strike one. Now the 1-1 pitch. There's contact. It's grounder taken by Engelman at third and thrown to first for the second out of the inning. Really has been kind of a pitcher's duel so far. As now coming up for Framingham, the right fielder, number 5, Kyle Chen. Chen, his last time up, he grounded out to third. Now he's up with 2 down and nobody on. That pitch skips in, and that's going to be ball 1. This pitch is also low for ball 2. So yeah, looking at the numbers between both teams, there's only been 4 hits between the two teams so far. And all hits have been singles, as this one comes in outside for ball 3. Dialchand Eriksson uncharacteristically struggling to find the zone here against Chan. This pitch is in there for strike 1. So now a 3-1 count. Again, you can hear the breeze blowing through here at Framingham. The pitch swung on and missed. Just like that, Dialchand Eriksson has rebounded to a full count. Payoff pitch. And a check swing contact. It's going to be a grounder picked up by Engelman, thrown to first, and he gets him in time. Good stretch by Rothman to make that grab at first. Through 4. The score remains Framingham 2, Brookline 0. And now that we're through 4 innings, I'd like to take a moment to shout out a local charity trying to do some good for the community. That, of course, is the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number, unfortunately, has not gone back down. Since March of 2020, the food pantry has served an average of 650 to 700 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight to end hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and on Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Visit brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And remember, you can find all the information you need about our local charity spotlight in the description section of this video. And if you know of any other local charities that you think deserve a spotlight in these broadcasts, again, feel free to let me know. My contact information can be found at the bottom right corner of your screen. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 5th is number 10, Eli Rothman. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Rothman, his last time up, grounded out to second in the second inning. Now facing a 1-0 count. Pitch is in there for a strike. This one skips in the dirt. That'll be ball 2. Now the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. He got fooled on that one. That'll be strike 2. I do appreciate going for the big swing, though. Brookline, as an offense, has really struggled to get balls out of the infield today. 2-2 pitch, and a hesitation swing. Hits a dribbler over to third. This might be a close play. Thrown to first, and his foot came off the bag. Brookline's second hit of the day, another infield single to third. Now at the plate with a runner on first and nobody out, the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. Blanchard checks on Rothman at first and throws back. Brookline's last successful base runner, Harrison Siegel, stole second after reaching on an infield single last inning with 2 outs, and now another throwback. And Ramirez actually tried to fake out Rothman, tried to do a little bit of hidden ball trick, but the Brookline dugout was on point there, shouting at Rothman that he still had the ball. Now finally the first pitch to Engelman. He showed bunt but pulled back, and that'll be ball 1. One and 0 the count. Blanchard throws back to first once again. And again, nothing doing as Rothman dives back. There's been 3 throws to first and 1 throw to the plate so far in this at-bat. Now the pitch, and again he shows bunt, pulls back, and that was ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Pitch, shows bunt, pulls back, this time a strike. Engelman has showed bunt on every pitch, and he's pulled back on every pitch. And so he's got a 2-1 count. The 2-1, and that time he showed swing but checked, and now it's 2-2. Originally going for the sac bunt, it seemed. He has instead looked at 4 straight pitches and now has a 2-2 count. The 2-2 now. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. Now at the plate, the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Jernigan. His last time up, Jernigan grounded out to short to lead off the 3rd inning. Still looking for his first hit of the season. First pitch, catches the low corner, strike 1. Runner at first, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Brookline trying to get some offense going as they throw back to first again to keep Rothman honest. Rothman taking off, and it's a hit and run. Jernigan slices it into shallow right. This might drop. It drops! Rothman's going to run to second. They might catch him. They do! Jernigan gets the single, but it was in such a weird no man's land that Rothman got caught between the bags. Now at the plate is number 7, Daniel Villa. 2 down and a runner at first. First pitch is in there for strike 1. I mean, you talk about some bad luck for Brookline this inning, as the 0-1 pitch comes in low and away for ball one. You get a leadoff runner on first. You try and go for the sac bunt, but then it just leads to a strikeout after the batter kept pulling the bat back. And then with a runner on first, you get a single, but because it initially looked like a pop fly, your initial base runner got caught between the bags and got thrown out. One pitch comes in low, ball two. 2-1 the count to Villa. Throw back to first now to check on Jernigan. Count remains 2-1. Pitch skips into the catcher. It gets away from him. Jernigan's taking off. Throw down to second. Gets away and into center field. But Jernigan is going to get to second as the count moves up to 3-1. Let's call that advancing on a wild pitch as that ball skipped in. And it looks like they're going to bring in a pinch runner. This is going to be Matt Richardson. So Brookline bringing in a pinch runner now that they got a runner in scoring position. An interesting strategy. Count is 3-1 to Villa, 2 outs. Pinch runner Matt Richardson now at second base. Blanchard checks the runner and decides to turn around. He caught him between the bags. It's a rundown. Richardson slides in, safe. Matt Richardson, the pinch runner, he got faked out by the pitcher, but still managed to get down to third, showing off those wheels as he now stands 90 feet from home with Villa facing a 3-1 count. Pitch, and that's ball 4. Villa draws the walk and trots down to first. Runner is now at the corners as we cycle around to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Kravitz 0 for 2 so far today with a ground out to third and a strikeout. Still looking for his first hit of the year. Pitch. Swing, and it's sliced to the backstop for strike 1. Matt Richardson at third. Daniel Villa at first. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Brookline trails by 2. Blanchard checking on Villa at first. The 0-1 pitch comes in high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Blanchard still checking on the runner. Stares in now. The 1-1. Check swing, but it's in there for strike 2. One and two the count. 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Pitch, and he chops it high into foul territory and out of play. Kravitz again showing his ability to battle at the plate. But he's still got to win the battle. 1 and 2 remains the count. Blanchard fires. Swung on and missed, and that ends the inning. Brookline leaves 2 runners stranded that inning. In part due to just some bad luck. I mean, they led off with an infield single to third by Eli Rothman. Then then they set up Charlie Engelman to lay down the sac bunt. But the first couple of pitches missed the zone and Engelman pulled back to make a 2-0 count. Then he pulled back again, made it 2-1 after the third pitch was a strike. And from then he was trying to swing and ended up striking out. So a chance to advance the runner to second was missed. And instead they had 1 out with a runner still at first. Then Connor Jernigan comes up, and on a hit-and-run play, he slices it, sends a pop-up into shallow right, which to Rothman looked like it was going to be a pop-out, so he was trying to tag up. But it ended up dropping into no man's land in shallow right, and so while Jernigan reached first safely, Rothman was caught between the bags and got thrown out. So instead of potentially 1 out and runners on the corners, or at least 1 out and runners at first and second, they end up with 2 outs and just a runner on first. They started to make the best of it, advancing on a wild pitch, and then Richardson, the pinch runner, stole third, and Villa drew a walk, but then with runners on the corners and 2 outs, a strikeout ends the inning. Tough inning for Brookline offensively, and now they come out for the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the 1-2-3 hitters due up for Framingham. First up is number 9, Jeremy Oren. Oren 0 for 2 so far today, as he takes the first pitch high for ball 1. His last time up, he popped out to third in foul territory to end the second inning. That was after leading off the first inning with a strikeout. This time he makes good contact, but it's foul. Just a few feet to the left, and that is a clean single for Oren. Instead, it's a 1-1 count. Framingham still holding a 2-0 lead over the Warriors after scoring a run in each of the first 2 innings. Pitch, this one's good contact. Kravitz is on his horse. He's tracking it. He's lost it. He's still chasing. Oh my gosh, did he catch that? Oh my gosh, Ryan Kravitz with the acrobatics out in center. That was going to be at least 3 bases if that dropped. Oh my gosh, that goes on the scorecard as just an 8. as just a fly out to center. That just shows you stats can't always describe what you see. Sometimes you got to have a chance to really see the action. 1 out, first pitch to Coleman, skips in the dirt for ball 1. Cody Coleman having a very good offensive day for Framingham, as he gets good contact here. That's going out to left, and that's going to get past Villa. This will be extra bases. He rounds first and heads down to second. Villa chases it down, rifles it back into the infield. It gets away from Martel for a second, but Coleman holds at second with the stand-up double. So a runner at second now with 1 out. This is the third straight plate appearance where Coleman has reached base, and the third straight time he's reached at least second. Now up is number 1, Scooter Beverly. Again, my apologies for the sun glare, as first pitch to Beverly is golfed out to the outfield. Again, Kravitz is on his horse, and he's not going to catch this one. This one goes all the way. Oh, it's out of here. That is out of here. That is a 2-run shot over the right center field fence for Scooter Beverly. So just like that, or no, it's not a home run. It's a ground rule double. Must have bounced over the fence. So Coleman scores his second run today, and now with a runner on second still and 1 out still, up comes Nathan Thurber. Dialchin Erickson tries to be crafty and turn around to second, but no one was there. Pitch, and he's got contact, a hard grounder, and that's going to be foul down the third base line. Owen 1 the count. Dialchin Erickson checks on the runner at second. Pitch. And he fooled him with the off speed that time. 0-2. Nico Hart is warming up in the bullpen for Brookline. As Dialchin Erickson again trying to minimize the damage and get out of this jam. 0-2 is the count to Thurber. 1 out, runner at second here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That pitch comes in high for ball 1. Thurber, his last time up, laid down a sacrifice bunt, so he is still 1 for 1 with an RBI single that he had back in the first. 1-2 pitch, in there for strike 3. Now at the plate is number 24, Rodrigo Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 2 so far with a fly out to left and a strikeout. First pitch is high for ball 1. Ramirez has had a runner in scoring position every time he's been at the plate, but hasn't been able to move them so far. .0 is fouled out of play for strike 1. Now the 1-1 pitch in there for strike 2. One-two pitch. He manages to get a piece of it and stay alive. One and two the count, 2 down, runner at second. Galchen Erickson fires, and he gets contact. It's out to right. Siegle's on his horse. He's chasing it, and it's foul. The Flyers letting this ball fly here in the 5th inning. I mean, they had 3 straight batters send a ball to the outfield before Thurber's strikeout. And now Ramirez almost launched one there, but just wide. Count remains 1-2. The pitch reaches out and hits a grounder. It's tracked out at short. Martell throws to first, and that ends the inning. So through 5 here at Bowditch Field in Framingham, Massachusetts. The score through 5, Framingham 3, Brookline 0. And now as we get ready for the 6th inning, I'm happy to once again say that today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts. Harvest Wealth Management is a full-service financial planning firm. They specialize in helping families with college-bound children maximize their financial aid and utilize other tax-driven strategies to reduce college costs. For many families in the middle class today, it is impossible to save enough for their children's college education. But Harvest Wealth Management believes it is not about saving more for college, but paying less. They can design a customized college funding strategy for your child and lead you through the financial aid process, which can be confusing and where mistakes can be costly. So don't stress. Call Oliver Shawley at Harvest Wealth Management, 781-902-0981, and ask for a complimentary meeting. Or visit them online at harvestwm.com to learn more. Once again, 781-902-0981, or go online at harvestwm.com. Excuse me. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. And remember, you can find all the information you need both about our paying sponsor, Harvest Wealth Management, and our charity spotlight, Brookline Food Pantry, in the description section of this video. And if you know of any local businesses that you think might want to sponsor these streams, or any local charities that you think deserve a shout out, feel free to reach out to me. You can see my email address in the bottom right corner of your screen. But for now, we got some more baseball. Top of the 6th inning, and leading off for Brookline is number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1. Sawada, his last time up in the 4th inning, he grounded out to second, looking for his first hit today, as this one skips away for ball 2. Sawada 0 for 2 with that ground out and a strikeout in the 1st inning. He's now facing a 2-0 count against J.J. Blanchard. Here comes the pitch. He's got contact, but it's right at the shortstop for a line out. Now coming up for Brookline, the pitcher, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. First pitch, strike 1. You know, honestly, I think Dialchand Eriksson deserves a lot of credit for what he's done on the mound today. I mean, he has done a very excellent job of minimizing damage and not allowing any innings to blow out of proportion. As he makes contact here, it's chased down by the second baseman, but juggled, throw to first, and he gets him in time. Thurber bobbled it, and it looked like Dialchand Eriksson might reach on the E4, but it was well recovered, and it'll go down as a simple for 3. Now up is the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. First pitch is sliced out of play, strike 1. Siegel 1 for 2 so far today. He had an infield single his last time up, but was left stranded on the base paths. 0-1 pitch, strike 2. The 0-2 count comes in high for ball 1. One-two pitch is sliced over the backstop. Siegel stays alive. One-two pitch and a hesitation swing sends it over the backstop again. Siegel continuing to battle at the plate. Count is 1-2, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. And again, he gets a piece of it and stays alive at 1-2. Siegel back in the box. Pitch, swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. Siegel gave it a battle, but it was not a winning battle. Top of the 6th ends, and the score remains Framingham 3, Brookline 0. Due up for Framingham this half inning will be Messer, Rivera, and Spring. So here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we've got a pitching change for Brookline. Taking over for James Dialchand Erickson. Moving to the mound from third base will be number 9, Charlie Engelman. And it looks like we will have number 15, Leander Gosling, taking Engelman's spot at third. Engelman making his pitching debut here in the late stages of this one, his team trailing 3-0. And he will face the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Framingham. Messer steps into the box for Framingham. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. One-oh pitch. He gets contact, sends it out to right. Siegel chasing it, and that's going to drop, and that's going to skip past him. Messer taking off for second base. It goes down to second. A rifle of a throw from Siegel holds him to a double. A rough way to start the relief outing for Engelman. His first pitch in the strike zone is smacked for a double to right by Lucas Messer. Now at the plate with a runner on second and nobody out will be the designated hitter, number 7, Antonio Rivera. He shows bunt but pulls back, and that will be a strike. Pitch, shows bunt again, pulls back for a ball. Engelman checking the runner at second and delivers. Now he swings and he skies it out to center. Kravitz on his horse, a jumping grab, and the runner holds. Another nice catch out in center for Ryan Kravitz. And because Messer was standing off the bag, he wasn't able to tag up and move to third. And it looks like we've got a pinch hitter for Framingham. It looks like this is going to be number 11, Robbie White. He takes over for Nick Spring. Oops. As I accidentally kick my own tripod. That's fun. We got our first message in the live chat from Yuli Burstein. Come on, Brookline, let's get a dub. First pitch is golfed out to left. Villa coming in and catching it. We've seen plenty of hard contact from the Framingham hitters, especially this inning. 3 straight balls to the outfield. But the Brookline outfielders putting in their work to help the pitchers limit the damage. 2 outs. 2 outs now as some infield dust blows with the wind right into my lungs. And meanwhile, number 5, Kyle Chen at the plate. First pitch is just high for ball 1. Almost got him to swing. Two down, runner at second. This pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-0 pitch gets away from the catcher, and that wild pitch is going to allow Messer to get to third. Three and 0, now the count to Chen. Runner at third now with 2 outs. Pitch comes in high, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Runners at the corners now with 2 down. And with the leadoff hitter, Jeremy Oren, coming to the plate, we have a brief meeting at the mound with Kessler and Engelman. And head coach Brendan O'Connor. Just try and settle down your pitcher. You know, I don't think Engelman was like pitching nervous or anything like that. I just think honestly, it might have just been like a little over-eager, because a lot of those pitches were coming in high, and Kyle Chen's got a relatively small strike zone. So, you know, you gotta, you know, still requiring a bit of calming down, perhaps. Just gotta hit the zone. But he shouldn't have the same issue against Oren. First pitch gets away, and this wild pitch is going to bring in a runner. Framingham now up 4-0. The 1-0 pitch is sliced out of play. 1-1. So Messer scores on the wild pitch as Chen advances to second. Count is 1-1 to Oren. That pitch just misses for ball 2. 2-1. He swings and misses, but the pitch gets away from Kessler. And another wild pitch allows Chen to get down to third. So 3 wild pitches by Engelman this inning, but he's now 1 strike away. Pitch just misses, ball 3. Full count, 2 down, runner at third, Framingham up by 4. Payoff pitch, gets away, and the runner's going to come in to score again. Two runs score on wild pitches. Kyle Chen coming all the way around from first exclusively on wild pitches. Now Cody Coleman at the plate as he takes strike 1. Engelman checks on the runner at first. And this pitch almost gets away again. Engelman struggling with his control here in the bottom of the 6th. A 1-1 count now to Coleman. Pitch, and he gets contact, sends it out to left center, and that one's going to drop. It's going to go all the way to the wall. This will bring in another run as Coleman is racing down for third. A throw down to third. This is going to be close. Oh, they missed it. The ball got away from Gosling. And Coleman slides in safely with a triple. Oren comes in to score, and the score is now 6-0 Framingham. First pitch to Scooter Beverly is inside for ball one. Another pitch inside, ball two. His pitch is just kind of getting away from him, all to that same area to his left. 2-0. Same inside area, ball three. Engelman's pitch is just veering off to that same side. As it's now a 3-0 count to Beverly. That pitch hits the corner for strike one. Three one, hits him. So Beverly trots down to first with the hit by pitch. And members of the infield, including catcher Nady Kessler and first baseman and co-captain Eli Rothman, coming up to try and calm Engelman down. It's been a rough inning for Engelman, as we got a pinch runner for Beverly now. This first base coach is blocking the jersey number. I can't really see him. But it will be Nathan Thurber at the plate for Framingham with two down and runners now at the corners. There was two outs and a runner at third. But then the wheels just kind of came off. Kyle Chen drew a 4-pitch walk. A wild pitch brought in Messer. Another couple wild pitches brought Chen around, and he scored. Oren drew a walk. Coleman launched a triple to left center. And now Beverly's been hit by a pitch. And that pinch runner will in fact be number 19, Ross Jacobson. First pitch to Thurber, in there for strike one. The 0-1 pitch, runner takes off. Kessler guns it down to second, and he's safe. Jacobson made it close by not sliding, but just couldn't get there in time. Pitch again gets away from the catcher. Another run is coming in. So that is Coleman coming in on the wild pitch. 1-1 is the count. This pitch skips in the dirt but is blocked by Kessler. Two one pitch comes in high. Oh, and that's ball four. I lost track of the count, I guess. As Thurber draws a walk, Now we've got a visit out to the mound, and it looks like that's going to be the end of Engelman's day. A rough outing for Charlie Engelman is now number 18, Matt Richardson, who we saw earlier today as a pinch runner. He will take over for Engelman on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Brookline players on the bench are comforting Engelman after coming out of what has been a real, not to mince words, a tough outing for Engelman. But I think his Brookline teammates know he's a better pitcher than what he showed in this game. This was a bad outing, but he's better than this. And I think Brookline knows he's better than this, and I think Engelman knows he's better than this, and that's why that's part of the frustration, no doubt. And we've actually got a different relief pitcher. It's not Richardson. It's going to be number 13, Nico Hart. So that was weird. You get one relief pitcher, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of warm-ups, they change their mind. I've never seen that before. Now, Nico Hart, this will be his second appearance as he came on in relief during the Newton South game. Let me try and pull up those stats. Here we go. Nico Hart against Newton South. He came in relief through 1 inning of relief. He came on with some inherited runners, I want to say, in the 6th inning of that game. Yeah, 1 inherited runner. The inherited runner would score, and Hart would also give up 1 earned run. Through that inning, he gave up 2 hits, no walks, and struck out 1. So that is Hart's stat line. He also got to have 1 at bat late in the game. He went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. You know, one of the things, and I've talked about it before on previous broadcasts if you've been following my streams, is it is so much harder for relief pitchers in high school. Because they're not like relief pitchers in college or the MLB where that's like all you do is be a relief pitcher. You know, you come in on a day and you're not thinking, oh, if things go wrong or if we go late in the game, I'm going to be called on. Like Engelman came into today as a starting third baseman. As Ramirez hits it here, it's taken at third, and the throw goes out of play. And so Jacobson will come in to score as Ramirez reaches on the E5. So runners will be at second and third after the E5. And excuse me as I update things, it is now 8-0. Messer back at the plate as Framingham has now successfully batted around. He swings and misses the first pitch. It gets away from Kessler. But no runners advanced, so that'll simply be an 0-1 count to Lucas Messer, who led off this inning with a double to right. The 0-1, swung on and missed, strike two. Hart quickly out ahead in the count here. Now the 0-2, skips in the dirt, skips away from the catcher. Another runner is coming in, and Thurber will score. So the runner now on third, the 1-2 pitch, swings, but it gets away from him. Another run is coming in, and Messer is going to get to first. Ten to nothing. There have now been two instances where Hart has successfully gotten the third out, but it has not taken. And that's the game. It is the bottom half of the inning, and that is a 10-run game, so Brookline loses on the mercy. Have you ever seen a team win on a strikeout? And that's going to do it. What was a pretty close game through the first 5 innings, a pretty strong pitcher's duel, all of a sudden turned into a blowout in this 6th inning. As it ends on a dropped third strike. The final score through 6 innings, Framingham 10, Brookline 0. Summing up this game, in the first inning, Framingham got on the board first with a single by Cody Coleman, 2 stolen bases, and then he later came in on a single to left by Nathan Thurber. Score stayed 1-0, and then in the second inning, Antonio Rivera led off with a single to right, stole second, went to third on a throwing error, and then scored on a passed ball. That made it 2-0. Where it would stay for a good while until the 5th inning when Framingham put their third run on the board. Cody Coleman doubled down the left field line, and then Scooter Beverly hit a ground rule double that brought in Coleman for Framingham's third run. Brookline continued to be held off the board offensively, and then in the 6th, things just kind of blew up. It started with a double to right by Messer, and then back-to-back flyouts by Rivera and Robbie White made it seem like Brookline would be able to get out of the inning and minimize the damage. But then things started getting messy. Kyle Chen drew a 4-pitch walk. Messer had already advanced to third on a wild pitch. And then with runners on first and third and 2 outs, a wild pitch brought in Messer and moved Chen to second. 2 more wild pitches brought Chen around home. Jeremy Oren drew a walk. Cody Coleman once again tripled to left center, driving in Oren. And then Beverly was hit by a pitch, and then it was just more damage and more damage. Wild pitches, throwing errors, and then ultimately ending on a dropped third strike. So Brookline not without positives to take from the game. James DeAlchin-Derrickson, like I said before, a valiant starting effort through the first 5 innings. You know, some nice defensive plays here and there. One really nice catch out in center field by Ryan Kravitz. You know, they threatened offensively here and there and just, you know, got to get around to more consistently finishing and, you know, putting the bat on the ball a little stronger and getting it out of the infield. Defensively, certainly plenty to work on, plenty to look at, particularly in terms of the battery. But, you know, it's the beginning of the season. This is the time where you work out the kinks on your team and try and find form in the later stages. But that is going to do it here at Bowditch Field in Framingham, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, happy to have brought you live coverage of today's high school baseball game. Remember, if you enjoyed the broadcast, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. If you got something to say and the live stream is over, feel free to say it in the comments section below. And also check out the description section below for information about our paying sponsor today, Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts, for information about how they can help you plan your financing of your kids' college education. You can also find information about our local charity spotlight, Brookline Food Pantry. Find out how you can help them feed the community. Also, in the bottom right of your screen, you can see my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the services I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. You can also just email me directly. My email address, jgms88@gmail.com. And a link to my Instagram account where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for now, that is going to do it. From Bowditch Field in Framingham, Massachusetts, final score in 6 innings, Framingham 10, Brookline 0. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, signing off. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.